You know what? I just remembered the fourth thing that we forgot to I didn't mention about meditation. I didn't do that, did I? Okay. I got to tell you the fourth thing. This is the coolest thing of all. I promise we'll get a lot of yoga in. Okay. So we said 3 things will happen. Last time we said 3 things will happen when you meditate. Your mind will go all over the place. The second thing is, and you don't have to I've got to write this down. It'll just happen. Or it won't. So your mind will go all over the place. The second thing is, what? You'll fall asleep. And the third thing is, you'll what?
You'll notice your focus?
Yeah, you'll stay kind of focused. You'll notice that, I'm able to stay on the mantra today. The fourth thing, this is something that I discovered, and as soon as I discovered this happening, I found out that this has happened to people, but people would never, it was by accident that it would happen to people like, in fact, I just heard a story just last 2 days about Thomas Edison, how he invented, he was involved with discovering electricity. People like Beethoven or Mozart, or people like Leonardo da Vinci, when he'd get all of his inventions, or Tesla, that was another one. This happened to them. And so I'm going to explain. I didn't equate that's what they were doing to what happens when I do meditation. So this is what it looks like. So remember, our thoughts kind of look, at least my thoughts anyway, they look like this. If I were to accurately watch my thoughts, this is what it feels like sometimes. Yes? Just like you ever seen a beehive? We have bees. And we go and sit next to them, and they're all just millions of bees all over the place. Well, that's how my thoughts feel sometimes. Coming and going, no control. So, when we meditate, so we have a conscious mind. Here's our conscious mind, which is what you're using right now to think about things, your frontal lobe stuff. And then we have an unconscious mind, a subconscious, which we're going to get into more thoroughly down the road. That says intuition. We have that part of us as well, that the part that we're not necessarily aware of, and we don't have a lot of control over what's going on. When we meditate, something really cool happens where you have all of these thoughts, and you can't make this happen, it just happens, is you open up little gaps. And it feels like silence. It feels like, I shouldn't say no thought, but it feels like silence. And as that's happening, you'll have bursts of ideas from here that explode onto the mind, that explode onto the conscious mind. Ideas that you never thought of before, ideas that are supportive of things that you're doing. I remember one occasion I had to give a talk somewhere. I was giving a speech on something, and it's been a while. I don't remember what it was, but I remember thinking, I have no idea what I'm going to do there. I didn't go into the meditation hoping for an answer. I just meditated. And while I was meditating, it was the coolest thing. While I was meditating, it was just a typical, still, still, still. And at some point, it was like everything got really quiet. And then everything that I was supposed to do at this speech flooded my mind from beginning to end. And I knew exactly, I stopped and I wrote it down. Man, all these ideas were just flooding in my head. I wrote it all down, beginning to end. And it was stuff that I had not thought of doing at all with this particular group that I was teaching. And I thought, that is cool. And then after I was done, I went back and returned to my mantra again.